Greetings. Happy Sunday. How are y'all doing? I'm the Moon Mama. I thought I'd leave my house this morning just to go for a little bit of a stroll and chat with you all about the astrology today. So, I want to talk about what's really going on, just sort of like planetarily and energetically and cosmically, just a little bit, because for the last, couple of years, we've been really having, at the eclipses, we've been moving more profoundly out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius, which are two very different energies. The age of Pisces is this collective thing, like we all together. That's why we've all been on these same systems. We've all been in this agreement to, like, this is how we do money and this is how we do relationship, and it's all it's an agreement, right? And like we all agree to what monogamy is. We all agree to what infidelity is. And there are no nuances. There's just like these flat rules. And that has been the age of Pisces. And it's been beautiful because we've been able to see how, the power of collective belief, the power of the collective, the power of the subconscious, right? Also because Pisces is the subconscious. We've been able to see how we have these subconscious agreements and how they align in our lives. But now we're moving into the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius is the exact opposite. It's about being completely individual, completely into your own frequency. And what's happening is we're more into that now. And so the old ways just start to become radically obsolete, radically obsolete. So, just the ways, I'm just seeing the ways that I have. So here's what happens. Our belief systems, the way we believe and think, create brain paths. Our belief systems create brain connections, right? So that when we're thinking in a certain way or doing a certain thing, we are following a pattern that has been ingrained in our brain. Oftentimes these patterns come from our ancestors. They're not even ours. We just are doing it because our mother did it, and she's doing it because her mother did it, and she's doing it because her mother did it, that kind of thing. And then that gives the reproductive system information, and that impacts your eggs that you're carrying as a woman, and it impacts, a man's semen, and then we create human beings that really mimic us because that's what the biology can do. But now we're moving out of that. We're changing that. And so one of the things that I've been noticing is how important it is for me to challenge my old ways of thinking, my old ways of being, for me to really dig in and question, because the energy on the planet is changing, and which means that what I'm beginning to be in spaces where people just don't live in the way that we have lived up to now. They just don't, People are starting to have different relationships with money through all this cryptocurrency. People are starting to relate different around religion and spiritual practice and all of that. People are starting to have different relationships in the way they relate to love and romance. All of that is changing now. All of that is the way we relate to the earth, the way we relate to ourselves. All of that is changing. And the change is energetic. It's first and foremost a subtle internal change that cannot be experienced really on the external. It's like your mind has changed. And so when your mind changes, then the whole entire reality changes. But the 3D, the earth realm, the material world takes time. It takes time. So I'm having an interesting experience myself. I feel like I'm in two realities. I feel like I am, in this earth realm where things go a certain way and we behave a certain way. and always have. But then I can feel this other reality that we have been cultivating and birthing, and it's here now. And my mind is sort of a little bit like, okay, it's sort of like I feel like I'm in two places at one time. And so I just want to share that we are energetically really making some changes that are significant. The astrology helps me be able to talk about it because I can see it, but it's also an experiential thing, is what I'm trying to say. It's also experiential. It's not just theoretical. And what I'm beginning to see is the things that I am thinking and focusing on are starting to show up much more quickly, much more, people say, call it manifestation. I don't like to call it manifestation. I think manifestation is, kind of a gamey word. Really, it's just that we're creators. And the brain and the consciousness will create whatever it is we focus on. And because we've been in the age of Pisces, we were creating this collective thing. But now we're moving to the age of Aquarius, so we're in it. And now we're just creating this individual, right? And bringing your own power. And it's bringing your own self, your uniqueness to the pot. And that is the thing that's of value. And like I said, I've been feeling like I'm in between two realities. And it's a tiny bit interesting for me. It really is. I want to be mindful of my language now, because language is so important. Language, what we're saying is so important. But I also want to share my experience, because maybe many of us are having this experience of feeling like you are in between two realities on some level. And so with that, for me, what I am doing with that is I am noticing it. I'm noticing it. I'm trying, when I need to name it, I do. But like last night, I was with some girlfriends and we live in this kind of reality. And I was able to talk to them about it because they get it. and then they were able to kind of coach me through it. And so I am, I hope that people are starting to feel more aligned. Like that's what, it's almost like the fine tuning. Like, if you're cleaning a house or something and you have to dig into the corners, like that's what's going on, so that we can really align ourselves to our higher selves. So today is a day governed by the sun. The sun is in Aquarius, and it's in Aquarius at the 12th degree. The sun is our expressed personality, and in Aquarius, it's this energetic of what is possible. It's really foreign. It's really not something that we have seen, and we are in the age of Aquarius now, and so we are beginning to shed our old consciousnesses and ways of being to become something that we don't even know what it is, right? But if you're doing your work and you know that the universe is benevolent and you're doing the work to connect to your higher self, there's grace involved. It's totally filled with grace. But it's unknown, it's foreign. So that's Aquarius. It's about rebelling against the old constructs. That's what we're doing. We're rebelling. We're releasing the old ways of being. We're letting go of the conventional and stepping into the weird, to the sublime, and we can have that expectation for that. So the sun is at the 12th degree of Aquarius today, and 12th degrees is creativity. And when you're in a place like Aquarius with creativity at the 12th degree, it's anything goes. Everything is available. Nothing is outside of your reach if you can conceive it. I know there have been things I've been working on really conceiving in my consciousness, and some of it is just to trust the process. Trust this process. Don't try to force, don't judge it. Just trust that all is well, because so much is changing. Get into the center of myself. That's what I've been asking myself. Can I just come home to myself, because in my own self, I know I'm safe. Not letting go of allowing myself to let go of the stories, to let go of the past judgments, and just get here right now. Here now. There's nothing else going on but now, right here. And that's been helping me, be with the unknown. Like, I'm not trying to figure it out because it's unknown. And I trust that there is a divine process happening. And so if I don't try to figure it out and I know that there is divinity in it, I will be led. I will know when I need to know. I will have what I need to have. I will know when it's time, because that's what Aquarius is. It's about the knowing. Okay, the moon today is in Virgo. And when I checked a moment ago, it's at the 20th degree of Virgo. And Virgo is this integration process. Virgo is the real nitty gritty of what is happening here. Let's make this practical. Let's bring it to the practical experience. And, that's challenging because sometimes that feels like, for me, it feels like going back to what I know. Practical, what do I know? But in this new, where the sun is in the age of Aquarius, we don't know what the practicality is yet. We've not really grounded ourselves in it enough. So we're still getting here. And so for me, in this Virgo energy, it's really, it's this integration process. It's the integration process. So I'm aware of my physical world experience. I'm aware of my service, right? Like how am I serving myself? What story am I telling myself internally? How is this supporting me? Is this not, like I noticed this morning when I was in my meditation, I was looking at a picture of a girlfriend of mine, and I was saying to myself how I don't like my hair. And then I just immediately went, look, that's the Virgo in you, like looking for something wrong, looking for something to not be satisfied with. And so I don't want to turn that energy against myself with stuff like I don't like my hair, but I want to notice that, oh, look at that. You went against yourself. So I just noticed that. And so in Virgo, I give myself permission to notice that my voice kind of turned against myself. And in noticing that, then I can open up to a deeper level of self-acceptance. Like, don't beat myself up that I did that. Just know that here too is God. Your hair is beautiful, just like it is. You are beautiful, just like you are. And to really trust the process. But that's the way I turned over that energy. It's so subtle. It's such an internal thing. So today, I encourage you guys to join the Rebirthing the Authentic Self class. Mercury goes into retrograde today. Oh my gosh, Mercury is retrograding today and the moon is in Virgo. So that thing I just told you that I did, that's a Mercury retrograde thing, like paying attention to your mind, what your mind is doing. And Mercury is retrograding in Aquarius. So we are opening up to new ways of thinking and new ways of being and new possibilities. If you'd like to register for the Mercury retrograde class, it is happening on Tuesday. Today begins Mercury retrograde. You can register here. It's a one live event class with the rituals and the astrology, and all of that will be available in private readings and all that sort of stuff. So you can register for the Mercury retrograde class here today and until Tuesday. When we have the live class, we're gonna be focusing on accessing your vision, and that's what we need right now, because we can't go back to the old way of being. So we need a new vision, right? And the vision is an internal thing. The vision is not something that you get out of your intellect. Your vision isn't something that anybody can tell you. You have to cultivate it inside of you. It's yours. Only you know it. So in this Mercury retrograde class, we are going to be teaching how you do that so that you can know yourself and be in your power and live the life that is available for you to live at this time. All right. Peace and blessings. I need some water. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Bye-bye.